Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host Adam.
Hey guys.
So, as always, please like and subscribe because we got some big stuff
Subscribe,
going.
like,
Yes.
comment, because we're getting excited, Yusuf. Okay, today we got a little bit less of there's a lot of Aleix talk, Griezmann, Messi, Busquets, and Pique. Today we're talking about two players who I feel like don't get the limelight, but are going to be integral to this August and figuring out how we're going to get Messi on the team and how this La Liga season will shape up, right? And we're talking today about Jordi Alba and Lenglet, two players who are often criticized for not, showing up in big games. And let's just dive into it, Yus, right? Because Jordi Alba, 32 years old, been on the team, undisputed starter for at least 5 years now, right? And he is honestly on the waning end of that career. I think all of us have seen his speed go down a little bit. There was the often memed about Rakitin documentary where Alba was crying in the locker room, I think, at halftime of the Liverpool game, which just boded poorly for the team. But, we didn't know what was happening at the time. But here's the thing. He's on contract until 2024. He's earning 200,000 euros per week, which make him, I think, has to be, the highest earning left back in the world, if not top two or three, right? And in contrast to Pique and Busquets, the other, captain, and, Alba's not a captain, but he is up there in seniority. Pique and Busquets have been open to, and it looks like it will happen, that they're going to take a pay cut. But Jordi Alba, on the other hand, has been really against the idea of a pay cut, which is just so incredible. It's so incredible that Rack 1 is reporting that some of the board members want him to leave the club this summer because of how poor he is taking this whole idea of a pay reduction for the better of the team. And I want to know how you feel, Yus, because I think for the last 4 years in a row, we've had every year this dream heading into the season. We want someone there to challenge Jordi Alba. We got Firpo, which was just an abomination, right? Firpo didn't work out well. Wish him best of luck at Wolves, but he was really not great for Barca. And we have Emerson now. We have Dest. Sergio Roberto is always in the mix.
Don't talk about that.
And so, how do you feel? Give me a quick thought about Jordi Alba. What you think he should do?
I'm gonna quick list. One. He's got to take a pay reduction. I don't care what he says. He's getting older. Can't come up in big games. It's
not that good anymore.
And the second thing, though, is unfortunately, like you're saying, he doesn't really have any competition. So at the end of the day, it's almost like he can kind of say, "Hey, we don't really got anybody else. So I deserve this money. Who else do you have to play this position and play it somewhat consistently?" Right. The undisputed part is because I think Barcelona has a hard time getting left backs that can fulfill this spot, and I think they've wasted a lot of their money on some of the attacking players that we've gotten and we've seen over the last few years. But he's got to step up. He's a senior player. He's a senior player.
He's got to put the club ahead of his own personal desires. And that's what also makes it hard, man, is that I said he's not as good anymore. Jordi Alba's still pretty good, right? Like when we see him play for Spain, when we see him play for Barca, he has some games where he plays magnificently. However, in the biggest games, I still feel like he has this big issue of confidence, of showing up big. And so, you can't have those type of performances.
Think about all those games that we've been sad about, Roma, Liverpool, Bayern. Where was Jordi Alba in those games?
Yeah. No, always getting burned on defense, always having some sort of mistake. And so you're right. Like, he is very good against most La Liga teams, but in terms of the biggest games, it's been a while since Jordi Alba has consistently shown up as one of the best in the world, and that's what we need at Barca, right? And we talk about other players who have had really high highs but also low lows. Number 2, Lenglet, right? Lenglet. He's definitely coming off his worst season of his career at Barca. And here's the thing. Bartomeu had signed him onto a contract until 2026, which at the time seemed really good, man. It's easy after last season with the handballs, with the red cards, to just, kind of hate train on Lenglet. At the same time, he had, 2 years there where he was a really good, really surprising player who we all loved and thought he was, commanding the defense and had a good shot at a future, being a Barcelona defender. Unfortunately, his performances fell off last year, and now it's looking like Everton are interested in him, and Everton have that rapport with us due to Jerry Mina, Deulofeu, some other players, right? There's also rumors that Mourinho and Roma want Lenglet, and they're willing to offer 15 million, whereas Barca want 25 million, but none of these rumors have really come to fruition because Lenglet has told every club that he wants to stay at Barca. So, how do you juggle the fact that we need to save wages and Lenglet had a bad year with the fact that there were, a good 2 years there where Lenglet was a really dependable player?
Well, I think there's two options we have, and I think the better of the two, unfortunately, would be to be able to make a sale with him just to make some, so we can get a recovery. Don't get me wrong, I like Lenglet, but at the end of the day, we do have Araujo. I love Araujo. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of Umtiti because he's being a kind of a schmuck about this whole thing. So it doesn't end up. Lenglet's just left in a unlucky predicament that we're financially unstable, and then we also have Umtiti being a usurper of money.
True. That's a great point. We can't really keep both, I think. However, I would rather keep Lenglet, man.
I mean,
too. Araujo and Pique looks to be the two players we're going to see a lot next season. However, I just don't know if Pique is up for it, right? He might get injured. I mean, Pique is great. When he's on, he's great. However, he spent a lot of last year injured. He's not getting any younger. Araujo, I think, is dependable. But, if he goes on a streak of poor confidence where he lets up some goals or gets some, handballs or red cards, there's a chance that he will spiral down for a few weeks, right? And so having Lenglet, who is, not super old but not super young and who is dependable, I think would be really good for our defense. So I'm hoping to see us keep Lenglet and trade off Umtiti, although I don't know if that, preferred breakdown of what I want is exactly what we'll get. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the Barca Breakdown. Hey. Please subscribe. We're going to got a lot more stuff coming because La Liga is right around the corner. So let us know in the comments if Alba's staying, if he's going, reduction, and the same about Lenglet. Thanks, guys so much.